Okay, guys, here we go. We're in the discussion here of our basic postulates of geometry, which are our building blocks, basic ideas that get us started, okay? And part of geometry is built off Pythagoras, who is pictured here, a 3rd century BC mathematician, philosopher, and all-around knowledgeable guy, okay? So we're going to start talking about postulates, and actually most of these postulates are ideas from Euclid, who has built our geometry, okay? And postulate is a statement that is accepted without proof. And basically, there's got to be some building blocks where we start, and this is where we start. The reason why we can't prove them, because things like points, lines, and planes in reality do not exist, because something like a line is infinitely long but has no thickness. Something like a plane is infinitely long and infinitely wide but it has no thickness, so we can't in reality depict these things, so proving them would be a little bit difficult, but we go on our good faith and trust of our ancient mathematicians and use these ideas and build our geometry. And some people have come and twisted these statements around and built things that they call non-Euclidean geometry, which is a bit advanced, but just something to keep in the back of your mind. Ours is going to be Euclidean geometry built on these basic, unprovable items, okay? And so let's go on. Postulate 1.1, and our postulates are titled Chapter 1, Postulate 1, and it's not so important that you remember the number sequence, but more importantly, what it says. Through any 2 points, there is exactly one line, okay? Any 2 points, there's exactly one line. Can't draw any more than one line through those 2 points. If 2 lines intersect, then their intersection is at exactly 1 point. Go backwards, I'm sorry. 2 planes intersect, then their intersection is at a line, okay? And we'll show you depictions of this with some ideas. And through any 3 non-collinear points, there is exactly 1 plane, okay? So you should be outlining these things in your textbook, from your textbook, to reinforce the basic ideas, okay? So let's continue on. Okay, here's 2 points in two lines, and their intersection is a point, okay? 2 lines in algebra have names, okay, or equations. Equation here of a line, of course, is named for any 2 points on that line. So AB is also line BA. It's also line BC. CD is named CD or DC, but of course there's infinitely other points on there, but only these 2 are labeled. The intersection of 2 lines is a point, and this point being C, and that point, of course, has coordinates, which we know, and X and Y can be determined, okay? There is now, here we have, in actuality, we have only segments, because the lines are indicated with arrowheads, okay? Sometimes we'll just refer to a line and only show it as a segment, but, okay, the idea here is the idea of collinear. The word line is in it, co meaning on a line, so 3 or 4 points that are collinear are on the same line. D, G, H, and C are collinear. D, G, and A are not collinear, or they are non-collinear. So, okay? However, D, G, and A, which are non-collinear, are coplanar. They exist on the plane, which contains basically this projection that you're looking at. Name 2 points that are non-collinear. Can't be done. You might say E and C are non-collinear. No. There is not shown a line through EC, but there is a line that can be drawn through EC. So any 2 points will always be collinear, okay? If more than 2 points are collinear, then they have to all be on the same line. If 3 points are non-collinear, then they are what we call coplanar. Okay? Name 2 points that are not collinear. They can't be done, as I said. Lines J and K, okay, is here I name the line with one letter because I've superimposed that scripted J there to imply that's the line J. Otherwise, we could refer to line J as line GH, line DG, line DH, or any 2 points that are on that line, okay? But obviously, J and K intersect at H, okay? Name 2 lines that intersect at 2 points. Well, it can't be done, because if 2 lines intersect at 2 points, then they are one and the same, okay? If I wanted this line K to intersect line L at point I and as well as point G, then they would be one and the same line, okay? Here's our depiction of intersecting planes, okay? Intersecting planes. Here are multiple planes, mainly 3 planes. Again, this is just a depiction of it, and in reality, I can't draw you that plane, but because a plane effectively does not have edges on it, okay? But here's a depiction of 3 planes intersecting at a single line. Here's intersecting planes. Again, planes that intersect will intersect along a line, okay? And so we have 2 planes intersecting on the blue line, 2 planes intersecting on the red line. This is like the corner of a room. So when you think of a corner of a room, that could be where 3 planes could intersect. And the idea here is 3 planes could intersect at one point, as is depicted here, or 3 planes could intersect at one line, okay? Now, when we're talking about planes, this being a block, if you want to think of this as the room which you're in right now, okay, you might assume that the floor is the plane containing ADCB, okay? So that would be the plane containing the floor. The ceiling would be the plane containing points H, E, F, G. And it doesn't matter, the plane needs to be named with at least 3 points. So you can name more, but if I communicate to you plane EHG, it should be depicted as this top of the box, if you will, okay? And 2 planes which intersect, okay, can be anywhere along these lines. FB, which is the intersection of maybe the plane up front, EFBA, and plane BCGF, okay? So there are intersecting planes. There are also parallel planes, okay? And so find another point in the plane containing A, B, and G. A, B, and G, okay? A, B, G, which would kind of be the plane that was slicing this figure, passing through A, B, G, and H. So it's not shown, but it's a plane that would slice it through, going through segment A, B, and HG, kind of diagonally cutting it, okay? Name the planes that share point D. Okay, well, point D is the intersection of 3 planes. You might say the right plane here, okay? The back plane, HD, CG, and the base, the bottom of the base, AD, CB, okay? Here's again another depiction of our intersecting planes, okay? And we have some questions here. Plane PBQ. PBQ is basically this shaded plane, and plane MBN is the unshaded plane. Of course, they intersect at AB. Name a point coplanar with points with MA. So MA and B. MA and B, well, point coplanar with that would be any point on this unshaded plane, maybe O, N, or even a point that was on there, okay? Name a point non-coplanar with Q, B, and R. So Q, B, R is the shaded plane. A point that is not coplanar, is not on that plane, might be L, N, O, M. Okay, they are not on that plane. This makes them non-coplanar. Name the plane containing the line AB. Well, There is no one plane containing that line. As depicted here, there are two planes containing that line. But effectively, there are infinitely many planes containing that one line. Okay. Here we have intersection of three planes, which depicts what we call a three-dimensional coordinate system. Higher mathematics would make use of that. The three-dimensional coordinate system has three intersecting planes and a single point, which would be the origin. Okay, and I think that's about it for this show. Okay, you need to watch this in conjunction with going through the section 1, 2 to gain your best understanding of it. Also, you'd be well advised to outline that section 1, 2, and we will have worksheets on that in class tomorrow.